I am Carl Åke Carlsen, and I'm the CEO of Xellia Pharmaceuticals. I've been with Xellia since 1988. I think we have done some very interesting things through the years. We are on a journey where we're trying to transform an API company back there in 2008 into a fully integrated specialty pharmaceutical company in the space of 10 years, which is an interesting journey.
Xellia's company purpose is to lead the fight against infections by providing anti-infective solutions against multi-drug resistant microorganisms. Xellia's purpose and goal is led through a vertically integrated organization with extensive manufacturing and supply capabilities. Headquartered in Copenhagen, Denmark, where it also has its largest manufacturing facility, Xellia operates every step of the supply chain from R&D, active pharmaceutical ingredients, and finished dosage form manufacturing to commercializations of its anti-infective treatments used to treat serious and often life-threatening bacterial and fungal infections across 70 countries. Xellia's product portfolio includes APIs and FDFs, where the majority of FDFs are critical care anti-infective injectables. Xellia is the market leader in anti-infective products with a current portfolio of 21 molecules of antibacterial and antifungals and other critical care products offered in multiple parenteral delivery solutions in basic and advanced formulations. The redundant manufacturing capabilities include fermentation, purification, bulk lyophilization, and sterile non-sterile grade for the API sites, and lyophilization in vials, dry powder in vials, aseptic liquid finish, and aseptic ready-to-use bags for the finished dose form sites. Quality and compliance has been a great factor in the extended relationship with over 500 customers in more than 70 countries. In the past 5 years, our manufacturing sites have passed all regulatory inspections without any critical observation, in addition to over 200 successful customer audits. The quality systems in place have allowed the company to maintain an impeccable track record without any product recall or warning letters in the last 20 years.
I think Xellia, we have been in the fortunate position to constantly we're kind of sold out constantly. So we never have quite enough capacity. And it's valid both for our API manufacturing, but certainly for the drug product manufacturing. So when we got approval for vancomycin in the US back in 2013, the plant we had in Copenhagen was full. We had a pipeline of additional anti-infectives coming, and we needed more capacity. We were working with CMOs, but we also knew very well that to be present in the US market with a sizable manufacturing setup would be not only beneficial, but needed to succeed in our US efforts. So when we spoke to Hikma back there in 2014, they said, hey, look, we have this facility that we probably would like to sell. And it's used to be known as the Bedford facility, Benvenue, actually the US biggest injectables facility when it was operating in its at full speed. And we kind of thought, this is a big bite. Huge facility. On the other hand, it will be what we need for the future. And let's have a go at doing this. So we acquired that early in 2015 and have been working diligently since the beginning to get this plant operational. We went in to do a lot of technical upgrades to make it more, not modern, but actually directed towards future requirements. And of course, you needed to hire people, to train people. You know, in a market that has been riddled with drug shortages for a long period of time, at times a lot of shortages, at other times not so much, but there's constant shortages in this market. I think to have sufficient capacity to back your commercial effort both is critical, and it's a fantastic story to tell to your customer. We have built our whole story on redundant supply, so we have multiple API facilities doing the same. We have multiple FDF facilities also been able to do the same. So we sell a story of supply, redundant facilities capacity, and the ability to service this market better than anyone else. We will play our part in solving shortages. I think, and we see with customers, it resonates the story, both that we are vertically integrated, so we do both the API and the finished product, and the fact that we have multiple facilities, it sits with the customers. And we will, certainly for the products we supply, we will have the ability to keep our promise and certainly do our part of alleviating shortages when they will occur. And they will occur, even though right now it's not so bad for instance, for vancomycin, but it will come back. It always does.
You'll be there.
We'll be there.
To fix it.
Back in 2013, when we were acquired by the Novo Nordisk Foundation, or their holding company, Novo Holding, we had a couple of rounds of strategy discussions. What should we become? Should we stay in anti-infective? Should we make a broad generics injectables business? Or what should we do? And then we came up with the plan together with the owners and the board to really think deep rather than thinking broad. So forget about broad generics and try and think deep in anti-infectives. And without trying to do new chemical entities, what do? Well, you start to work with well-known products that work well, and you try to make them better and safer in use. And then we came up with what we have called Xellia 2.0, or liquefy to simplify, where you take a product normally delivered in a standard vial, and you make it into a ready-to-use bag that can be used directly in the hospitals. We also discussed, should we take this product to market ourselves, or should we stick to the B2B model we were operating? And we concluded we should go to market ourselves. So just at the time when we just got the QIDP designation, we said, let's go. And the first person joined the company here in Chicago in March 2018. We had an organization set up and opened the office where we're sitting now in September 2018. And we sold the first product into the market in November 2018. Now sitting here in June 2019, we have actually won contract positions for all the legacy products, the old products, bacitracin, polymyxin, vancomycin, Lyo, CMS, with all the big GPOs and chains. And we launched our ITU product in late March, early April of this year. So fantastic journey. So we went out, we have hired, I think we're like 40 people here in the Chicago office from nothing. They all come from, big reputable companies, and it has invigorated the organization. And also, of course, it puts a lot of pressure back on to call it the legacy part of the organization. Because now suddenly you do contracts, and if you don't deliver, you pay penalties, and it's a different game and a lot more fast moving. And of course, you live with the market swings. Prices go up, it's great. When they go down, it's not so great. And it comes directly to you, but it has been a fascinating entry for us.
The execution of excellence comes in part from a legacy of almost 125 years of science.
Very few people know, but Alpharma actually was the inventor behind the first vaccine for farm salmon to treat the cold water fibrosis. It also was behind inventing what's called the Ugelstad beads. It's a monodispersed particle, which since then have found its use into diagnostics and several other markets. We as Xellia, I think we have done some very interesting things through the years. We sold the first bacitracin for human use to Pfizer in 1961 for the same finished doser form application as it's on the market today. We still supply Pfizer with the same product today, and we are actually currently the market leader in the US for bacitracin finished products. So that's, in a way, how science has played a role over a long period of time for the company.
Today, the company has a group of over 130 scientists in the two main laboratories. The research and development teams deliver a continuous effort to pursue the therapeutic area focus by strengthening the API and FDF expertise and maintaining a strong vertical integration. The success of these R&D efforts and the rest of the operations rely on a very unique company culture.
I think, we're a small organization in a way, but we have a pretty wide geographic footprint, and there are several pockets of people. So, the way of dealing with this is you need to build a company culture and work with company values that can kind of go up above and over the nationalistic way. We all have, we're all coming from somewhere, and you can talk about how we all look at other nationalities, etc. But the way around that is to create a strong company culture, strong company values, and getting people to on board with that rather than from which geography they are from. We have a little bit of a different culture than many other companies, probably because we come from in a way, hidden part of the world up in Scandinavia, which was the starting point. And we have taken with us from the old chairman and the CEO of Alpharma. He always encouraged, for people to be entrepreneurial, be opportunistic, and actually think about opportunities rather than being boxed in your own thinking. And some of that we have taken with us into Xellia. We have continued to expand on it and build on it. And we have come up with 4 values, only 4, which is good, easy to remember. 2 of them very different from what you find in any other company. Zest is one. So, we do things in a different way than others. We are willing to be zesty in the way we do it, and that's not a problem. It's a good thing. We have another one called being our best, which both goes to yourself. How can you be your best, and how can you help your colleague to be his best or her best? So in a way, really in a collaborative way. And then 2 more traditional ones around accountability and openness and transparency. But I think 2 of these, everybody, when they look at it, they say, wow, zest, that's cool, I kind of get it.
The collaboration with SOS Children's Villages Denmark began in 2015 with a successful 3-year partnership from 2015 to 2017 in support of the SOS Medical Center in Eldoret, Kenya. The funding of the operations of the Family Strengthening Program aims at focusing on healthcare and education. The SOS Social Center at SOS Children's Village in Eldoret provides family strengthening programs to the local community, which aim to alleviate hardships so that family stability can be upheld and children will not be abandoned or need to be placed in alternative care. With this new partnership, Xellia will continue to provide funding to the community, ensuring that more than 70 vulnerable and poor families in the local communities and approximately 250 children will be strengthened during the 3-year period from 2018 to 2020. In addition to the corporate funding of the SOS Family Strengthening Program in Eldoret, Kenya, the Xellia partnership with SOS Children's Villages goes far beyond corporate reach, where a number of employee-driven initiatives to raise money for projects coordinated by SOS Children's Village in Eldoret, Kenya are supported, that are independent of Xellia's pharmaceutical annual donation to the SOS-driven initiatives of the Family Strengthening Program in Eldoret within our partnership scope.
So I think we're really playing a role in trying to help mankind going forward. Our purpose is to save lives and to be even more bold, to lead the fight against infections.